Do you want to build a happy family where everybody is loving and kind to each other? Good morning. Today is the first day of the new year 2026, and I have a challenge for you. Perhaps this challenge is worth taking because it will change your life, the people you love, the environment you are currently living. So in Buddhism, there's a practice, a tradition called Pure Land Buddhism. It is a place where you can be when you die and you live among Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and all enlightened beings. The concepts and the practice and the idea of Pure Land is to give you a taste of what happiness is, what conducive environment is for your spiritual practice. So when you get there, you can be supported, you can be liberated from all suffering, you can be happy. It's like or heaven. Many people want to go there by reciting the name of the Amitabha Buddha. There are evidences that show people receive signs that you are getting there. But today, my challenge for you is not to get there, but to bring it to you with your thoughts, with your practice. So the idea of building a pure land or a happy land is to kind of people to see the benefit of living in a conducive, loving, kind environment where you can have whatever you want. And I think people in Pure Land don't want much because they already have everything they need, right? But for us, human beings living in this planet, we want to have that right here. So that is the cause, and the effect will be, eventually we will get there. But right now we are still here. We want to build a pure land where everybody is loving, everybody is kind to each other, and everybody feels safe to be themselves. That is the idea of building a pure land here. So what is the challenge for you? So now let's play with me, entertain me a little bit. If you had the power to be the creator of a pure land, your own pure land, okay? You have the power to create your own pure land. What would that be? So the question about where would that be? Here or somewhere else? There suffering in your pure land? If it's a pure land, then there's no suffering, right? But then I have to ask, so if there is no suffering, how can people be compassionate? Because we need to experience suffering, to witness suffering in order for our compassion to that's just the fact. Sometimes we need to witness suffering in order to generate compassion. Sometimes we have to experience suffering ourselves in order to generate compassion and love for other people. I've seen many kids who were born here, raised here, which provide them all kinds of good conditions to have a good life. And sometimes that is the problem. Because they have everything they want, they don't appreciate them. Because they have never experienced hardship, they don't appreciate what they have. So without suffering, that would be difficult to generate happiness. Without suffering, that would be difficult to have compassion, right? So think about your pure land. Is there suffering in your pure land? And the most important question is, who would you let in? Who would you allow to be in your pure land? Would the people you disagree with be there? Would your co-worker be there? Would your boss be there? Would your enemies be there? Who would you allow to be in? If you say, I will allow only people who like me and I like them to be there, then that is not very compassionate. That is not very kind. It's like you build a Facebook page where people like you let them follow. People don't like you, comment something nasty about you, you block them. That's not Pure Land. That's just a spiritual Facebook page or spiritual Instagram page, right? So you have to let everybody in. And in order to do that, you have to have a kind of love and compassion that is greater than what you feel and what you think you have. So are you ready to build your Pure Land, or you think that, oh, I'm not ready yet because I don't have compassion for those people who I don't like? Okay, so maybe let's narrow it down a little bit. How about building a smaller Pure Land in your family? The people who you say you're supposed to love, to care, to cherish, right? Your wife, your husband, your children, your in-laws, your nephew, niece, whatever. Or even your smaller family, your nuclear family, your husband, your wife, and your children. Only those people. So recently, a friend asked about some resources for him to understand how to deal with people whom he loves but also difficult to love, right? So I give him something to read, but then eventually, what comes down to is, how can we love people who we are supposed to love even they are very difficult to love? For example, if our parents are overbearing, how can we love them? And I have seen many cases are like that. Not communicate. They cannot even sit down and talk with each other. And it happens, and it's sad. Those are the people we are closest to, right? The family that we didn't choose. We have some karmic connection with them. So how can we build Pure Land for them, for us to coexist, to live happily together? So building a Pure Land, building a happy place in your family is not about enduring those suffering emotions or negative emotions. It is about releasing those memorized emotions. Some emotions like resentment, anger, hatred, sad, those are memorized emotions. You had an event with that person, and then that event generated an emotion, a feeling, and then you think about that event, that emotion comes with that thinking, right? So now we have to release those emotions. We have to forget them. We have to transcend them in order for us to live a different life, to build a different life. Because if we keep, for example, being resentful toward your parents, your kid, your spouse, then you always look at them through that lens. Okay? If you look through that lens, you are living in the past. And living in the past is living in survival mode, not living in creation mode. You want to build something, you have to be creative. You have to use the energy to create, not use the energy to just survive, to remember what happened to you, and then you cannot forget that event. Okay, so think about that. One emotion that keeps you in the past, a new emotion that would bring you into the present moment and create something new for you and for them. It doesn't mean that you are ready to forgive or forget what they did, but you say to yourself, I am no longer want to be in that place anymore. That happened, yes, I acknowledge that, but I'm not there anymore. I'm a different person now. I can do different things. I can be different person. That is when you liberate yourself from that event. Okay? That's how you build a happy place. Most importantly, that is for you. And they are just living with you. And they can be with you in that place. And they cannot affect you anymore. Because the more we try to change their behavior, the worse it will get. Because I know people have a tendency that, when you stop them from doing something, they will do more of that thing, right? So don't try to change them. Change your energy. So there are different types of energy level. There are different types of frequency. In Buddhism, there is a word that is a title of the Buddha, which is called the Tathagata. The Tathagata means thus come or thus gone, or no going, no coming. I like this one the most. No coming, no going. Why? What is in physics no coming, no going? That is energy. Energy is never gone. It's just transformed or transferred, right? So the Tathagata is energy. You have to remember that. Don't look at the Buddha through his image, through his statue, through his voice. That's what he said. If those people who look for me in sound, in image, they are on the wrong path. I'm not there. And many enlightened teachers also teach that. So the Buddha, the enlightened one, the Tathagata, is energy. What is that energy? We all live with energy. We all survive by energy. Because without energy, we cannot do anything. But what have you used your energy recently? Do you use your energy for anger, resentment, sadness, hatred, resentment, sadness, hatred? Or you use your energy for compassion, for love, for mindfulness, for caring, for joy, for happiness? You have to ask yourself, why have you been practicing for a long time but still feel not good about everything? You don't feel any fruits of your practice. Why is that? Because you have been using your energy in the wrong way. You have been using your energy for negative emotion which you have in the past. In the past, something happened to you, and then there is an emotion, and now that emotion absorb all your energy, because whenever you think about that person or that thing, your energy go there because your attention is there. So let's imagine that the energy of resentment, hatred, sadness is here. The energy of the Tathagata is here. So how can you go from here to here? You don't have to do anything. You just release this energy, okay? And pay your attention on here, okay? Raise your energy here. That's how you meet Tathagata. That's how you get there to be able to build your happy land, your pure land. Because I say we need energy for everything. Where you place your attention is where you place your energy. You place your attention in the lower negative emotion, then you are stuck here. But the Tathagata, the energy of the Buddha, is here. The energy of peace, of calm, of happiness, of compassion is here. Then you have to pay attention here instead of here. When you pay attention here, then your energy goes up. It's just simple as that. So how can you do that? How can you pay attention here? Because emotion, negative emotion that you have is in the past, right? If you think about the past, then you play your attention, which is your energy, in the past. And then you think about fear, you think about the future, and then that is where your attention is, and that is where your energy is. right? So instead of thinking about the past or the future, you bring your energy back to the present moment. That is how you can get from here to here. Pay attention to the present moment, because that is the only place where you can build, where you can create or generate pure land for you. I don't care what kinds of practice you do, breath work, reciting the Buddha's name, it doesn't matter. It matters that you bring that practice into the present moment. That's why we have this present moment. Past, future, present. So you have to bring that into the present moment, because that is where you want to be, to meet the energy of the Tathagata. Because his energy and all the energy of our masters and enlightened beings are there. It is the only place they are there. In one of the sutra, the Lotus Sutra, the Buddha said, I am still teaching. Just because you don't listen, it doesn't mean that I'm not. So think about that. He is still teaching us. It's because we put our energy too low, so we cannot catch his teaching. So we have to return to the present moment to meet his energy. If you see they launch a rocket, at first they need tremendous amount of energy to get the rocket out of the earth, right? And when it gets to the space, it will be easier for them, right? It's just like that. Our body is conditioned by so many bad habits and past emotions. If we want to get out of that place, we need tremendous amount of energy. So how can we get that energy? Just invest it in the present moment. Bring that mind back to the present moment. Invest that in the present moment. That is how we can get the most energy for ourselves. And that is where creation happens. There's nothing mysterious about that, because the past is not here, the future is not here, just the present moment. And we can do that as a practitioner. And remember, when you do that, because of our habits are very strong, it will try to step in the way, try to reason you out of the practice, try to do something that will stop you. But don't worry, it will come and it will go. Don't stuck on whatever comes and go. Okay? You may ask, okay, you can be in the present moment, you can do that, but then people will come and trigger you and push all the buttons that you have to make you angry or make you sad or annoy you, whatever. What I find interesting in my psychological research is that what agitates you from other people, from other things, is a great lesson for you to learn about yourself. What other people make you angry is the anger toward yourself, not just that person. It reflects the anger in you for yourself. Okay? I give you my experience. Sometimes I'm really angry at some people who cannot sit still in meditation. But then when I see that emotion arises, I look at myself and say, oh, I'm angry at myself for not sitting correctly. So when I realize that, I drop that anger, I let go of that anger, and I have no problem now with whatever people sit or do during meditation. That's liberating. So you can do that, People will do something that trigger you, but that is a great opportunity for you to learn about yourself. What do I see in that person that trigger me? And then how can I see that in me that trigger me? And how can I love that part of me and let go of that emotion? So you have to see that in you, not just in other people, because the more you look outside, the more you find reasons to hate, to be sad, to be angry at people, and that will never help you, and that's vicious cycle will repeat, and you can never be liberated. We will be stuck in those emotions. So this is a message, a challenge for you in New Year, to contemplate, to think about the practice, and to bring that practice into your life. And it's not just a lofty meditation, it is a practice for you and for your happiness, for your family as well. Happy New Year to you. Think about the Pure Land that you want to create and allow people to be in that place, present moment. Don't stop smiling.